In June 2025, the United States Air Force executed the most complex airstrike in history. After the collapse of the Vienna talks and the mining of the Strait of Hormuz, Washington decided that containment was dead. They initiated Operation Sentinel Breaker. 2 B-2 Spirits dropped 4 GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrators on the Natanz nuclear complex. The White House declared the Iranian nuclear program set back by a decade. They were wrong. 3 months later, IAEA inspectors in Vienna watched their monitors freeze in horror. The sensors at Fordau weren't picking up debris. They were picking up weapons-grade isotopes. The tactical problem is the Geology Gap. The US built a bomb that can dig through 60 meters of Earth. So, Iran built a facility under 100 meters of dolomite rock. The bombardment didn't destroy the program. It just sealed the entrance. Inside the mountain, the centrifuges didn't stop spinning. They spun faster. The strike removed the political need for restraint. Tehran didn't rebuild a civilian power program. They finished a weapon. If this engineering pivot works, the Non-Proliferation Treaty is paper trash. Iran becomes the 10th nuclear power, and the US is exposed as a superpower with a dull sword. The US dropped 30,000 pounds of steel, and Iran answered with physics. Let's break down the arsenal. The Fortress Doctrine. The new doctrine is passive nuclear latency. Before 2025, Iran spread its facilities out: Isfahan, Bushehr, Karaj. After the bombardment, they consolidated everything into the deep zones. The strategy is simple. You cannot bomb what you cannot reach. They stopped trying to defend the surface buildings. They let them burn. Instead, they moved the knowledge and the fissile core into the zone of immunity, a depth where physics dictates that no conventional explosive can touch them. The economics are humiliating. A GBU-57 MOP costs millions and requires a $2 billion stealth bomber to deliver it. Reinforced concrete costs $100 per cubic yard. Iran realized that digging a hole is cheaper than building a missile defense system. They are winning the war by trading high tech for dirt. Asset 1. The Kue Kolang Gazla complex, the Shield, the new Natanz underground facility. The Mole Hill. Look at the spoil piles. Satellite imagery shows massive mounds of excavated earth, but no buildings. This indicates a facility with a floor space equal to the Pentagon, but buried so deep it doesn't have a roof. Why dig this deep? Because of compressive strength. The GBU-57 is designed to punch through 5,000 pounds per square inch concrete. The dolomite rock of the Zagros Mountains has a compressive strength of over 20,000 pounds per square inch. The Iranians didn't just bury it, they used the mountain as armor. They built the facility under a pickaxe mountain ridge, using 100 meters of natural rock to shatter the kinetic energy of any penetrator before it hits the concrete shell. It creates a physics trap. The bomb destroys itself, hitting the mountain, leaving the centrifuges untouched. It is invincible, conventionally. Unless the US is willing to use a tactical nuclear weapon to crack the mountain, this facility is safe. The MOP is obsolete. Asset 2. The IR-9 Centrifuge, the engine. The IR-9 Centrifuge, the super spinner. Notice the height. The old IR-1 was a short aluminum tube. The IR-9 is a towering carbon fiber beast. It looks like a monolith for a reason. This is the answer to capacity. The old IR-1 machines were garbage. You needed 50,000 of them to make a bomb, and they crashed constantly. The IR-9 is 50 times more efficient. It has an output of 50 SWU, separative work units, per year compared to the IR-1's 1 SWU. Why does this matter? Because you don't need a massive warehouse anymore. You can hide a breakout cascade of just 500 IR-9s in a space the size of a basketball court. It makes the nuclear program portable. You can bury it in a small tunnel, and it churns out weapons-grade material faster than the IAEA can drive there. It is a game-changer. It killed the 12-month breakout time. With the IR-9, the breakout time is measured in days. Asset 3. Uranium metal production, uranium metallurgy. The skeleton key. Look at the phase change. We talk about gas, UF6, all the time. But you can't build a bomb out of gas. You need solid metal. This is the red line that nobody talks about. Civilian power plants use oxide powder. Only weapons use metal. Iran restarted its metal production research at Isfahan, supposedly for reactor fuel. But the engineering reality is different. Converting enriched gas into a metal sphere is the hardest part of the physics package. It requires high-heat furnaces and precise casting to create the pit. By mastering this under the guise of civilian research, Iran built the gun before they even had the bullet. When the US bombed the gas lines, the metal labs were already offline and moved. It is the final step. Once you have metal, you are 90% of the way to a detonation. The bombardment didn't hit the metallurgy labs because they are small, distinct, and look like standard machine shops. Asset 4. The snap cascade, the plumbing, modified subheaders, the switchboard. Look at the valves. In a normal plant, pipes are welded to produce 4% fuel. In Natanz B, the pipes have flexible electronic valves. This is dynamic enrichment. It allows the operator to change the output of the plant with a mouse click. One day the plant is making 5% civilian fuel. The next day, they snap the valves, and the output of Cascade 1 feeds directly into Cascade 2, which feeds into Cascade 3. This daisy chaining allows them to jump from 60% enrichment to 90% enrichment in a single pass. The US bombardment was based on the timeline of reconfiguring the pipes. But with the IR-6 and IR-9 snap setup, there is no reconfiguration. The plant is a sleeper agent. It looks civilian until the moment it isn't. It is a strategic nightmare. It means there is no warning. The US satellite sees a civilian plant on Monday, and by Wednesday, the facility has produced a bomb core.